Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zheng here, and I have another battle video for you guys today. So this is another battle in my rated battle special VGC 14 series where I climb the online ladder and provide live commentary as I go. Today's team is a pretty different team from what I've been using. I'm using Mega Charizard Y, Timid Nature, Wide Lens Venusaur, Rocky Helmet Garchomp, Life Orb Tyranitar, Calm Rotom, and Scrafty with Lumberry. Tyranitar and Rotom I've actually both done analysis of, and you can watch those videos, I'll link them. And the other four are Pokemon that I haven't really used much. Charizard I've used a lot, but not this team. So it's mainly a Sun team, and Sun has been really popular in VGC 14 this year, so I'm interested to see how it plays out, especially with Venusaur. You're probably asking why I have Charizard and Tyranitar on the same team. And I'll get into that in a sec. My opponent's Dana, rated 1441 from the United States. Of course, everyone's rating is a bit low right now because they just reset the VGC, on GBU, or GL, I guess that's what it's called, Global Link. They just reset everyone's battle spot records because it's a new season. Well, that took a lot longer to describe than necessary, but Dana's team is going to be Klefki, Greninja, Dragonite, Rotom Cut, Talonflame, Conkeldurr. And first things that I notice are Dana's team does not have a Mega Pokemon, and a bunch of unorthodox Pokemon. Conkeldurr, not that common. Greninja, frail, but not, and offensive, but not used very often. Rotom Cut, also interesting. It used to give me a lot of trouble on my old team because it counters Rotom Wash pretty hard. Dragonite's interesting. A lot of them carry a weakness policy, which is really good with multi-scale, and of course Klefki. I think Charizard will be valuable in this matchup, but I have to be careful of the Talonflame, because Talonflame can give Charizard a lot of trouble. I think Garchomp will be useful in this matchup as well. If I can get my opponent to Brave Bird the Garchomp, since my Garchomp is carrying Rocky Helmet, and with the ability, the Talonflame might just actually KO itself. So I'm going to want to be careful of Klefki, because that's a support mon on my opponent's team. Conkeldurr is pretty scary to deal with. I'm going to have to, I think, rely on Rotom and Charizard. And so I think for my leads, I'm going to go with Charizard and Garchomp, and have Rotom and Tyranitar, Venusaur. I'll bring Venusaur. Actually, I do not know why I brought Venusaur. I don't think I paid attention to Team Preview nearly as much as I did, but let's see if I can pull it out. I think one valuable thing to learn in VGC is coming back from bringing the wrong 4 Pokemon. Team Preview is so important in VGC, but a lot of the times you'll end up not bringing the 4 Pokemon that you really should have, and adjusting to that is, I think, really important in the game. But I'm going to have a really fantastic lead matchup here. My opponents go with Rotom Cut and Conkeldurr, as I go with Mega Charizard, Y, as I mentioned earlier, Timid Nature. So I'm going to Mega Evolve here and just go for an Earthquake. I have a huge advantage here as both of my Pokemon should be faster than my opponents, granted if they're not Choice Scarfed, and I have 2 double spread moves. Charizard instantly able to knock out that Rotom Cut with the Heat Wave, and Earthquake should be strong enough to take care of that Conkeldurr. So let's see what my opponent does. He didn't switch out. And Rotom's going to protect here. Let's see if Conkeldurr also protected. If Conkeldurr didn't protect, then I'm in a very good position. Garchomp's going to get the Earthquake as Conkeldurr does not protect. Rotom, of course, going to avoid this attack with Levitate, but should do around 30 to 40% to Conkeldurr. Yep, right around the money. And Heat Wave's going to hit, fortunately. Has a shaky accuracy. And now I am running a Timid Nature, so I am actually not going to pick up this knockout. And Conkeldurr's going to get a Stone Edge on Charizard, so that was a really good turn on my opponent's part. The reason I guess I went so aggressive there was because I'm so used to using Modest Charizard, which gives me a lot better damage output. So I did not play very well there, and I ended up being punished for it. But I'm still in a pretty good position as I bring in my Venusaur now. So now I'm going to go for a Sludge Bomb onto the Rotom Cut, and I'm deciding, yeah, I think I might just want to pick up the KO on Conkeldurr first. But Conkeldurr might protect here. I'm going to Sludge Bomb the Rotom, and I do have my Rotom Wash in the back. So that first turn didn't go really too well for me. I'm going to Dragon Claw the Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr's actually going to choose to Mach Punch the Venusaur. That's not going to do very much at all. Venusaur is going to get the Sludge Bomb off, and this is super effective against Rotom. Getting a free knockout there, actually. Did not expect that too, but Venusaur and Sun is really powerful. I think Venusaur is really good, especially with Sun, obviously, but the only one bad thing about it is there are a lot of things that counter it, and bringing Tyranitar instantly makes it lose its speed boost, so it's a really nice Pokemon, but you have to bring it out at the right times. But here I, chose a good time to bring it out because neither of my opponent's Pokemon could hit it very hard. And now I instantly came back from losing that Charizard in the beginning of the turn, and I'm up 3-2 now. if my opponent had a Mega Pokemon on her team, I'd be pretty scared, but because Dana didn't have any Mega Pokemon in Team Preview, I think I have a good advantage here. Talonflame's obviously going to be kind of scared to deal with, but I'd be more happy to see a Talonflame at this point, because then I could just switch out Venusaur into my Rotom Wash. And as Greninja comes out, I'm very, very happy, because Rotom Wash actually beats both of my opponent's Pokemon. So I feel very good about my position right now. I'm going to go for a Giga Drain onto the Greninja, and just a Dragon Claw and Dragonite. Actually, that was a very bad play on my part, and I might have just lost because yeah, I made my moves way too quickly there. I didn't actually think. For some reason, I thought Tailwind was what, because I'm so used to playing with Aerodactyl, so Greninja's actually going to be faster than my Garchomp and might just pick up a knockout with Ice Beam. But let's see if Giga Drain can actually KO it before anything. Oh, and it is. So, not as bad of a play as I thought, but Greninjas often carry Focus Sash as their item, Life Orb being the other really common one. But Greninja not having Focus Sash in this case, so I'm just going to get a free Giga Drain knockout. And wow, Dragonite does have the weakness policy, very cool. Dragonite's not very common in VGC 14, as opposed to other dragon types like Garchomp, and Salamence, and Hydreigon even. Salamence is, excuse me, Dragonite's probably the rarest, but pretty cool there. Weakness policy going to get it to +2, so it's going to knock out this Garchomp, but at this point I'm up 2-1, I still have Sun up, and I have a Rotom Wash in the back, which can definitely take a +2 Dragon Claw from Dragonite, so this game should be wrapped up. Pretty quick game, I think. I mean, it really, yeah, this was like a 4-turn battle, but in that I basically got to showcase how you come back from not choosing the right 4. Though I guess Venusaur actually ended up being pretty valuable to this match. At first I only had Charizard, as my way of beating Rotom Cut, but the Venusaur picking up the 1-hit KO on Rotom Cut was very, very important and turned the battle basically completely around. Obviously my opponent's going to protect here, hoping to stall out the Sun. And Sun is still going to be up, of course, so I'm just going to keep on attacking, and there's really nothing my opponent can do at this point, because Sludge Bomb and Thunderbolt both are able to pick up a KO, but Dragonite's actually going to go for another Protect, 1/3 chance, of course, going to get it, and I think Sun's going to go after this turn, so extending the battle just by a bit longer, and it is going to go away, but once again, there's still not much my opponent can do. When you're in this position, you're often tempted to protect with one of your Pokemon, to avoid really a knockout, but at this point I'm not going to do that. And as you see there, Rotom takes the Dragon Claw like a champ because it's so bulky, and Venusaur just going to go for the Sludge Bomb here, and that should pick up the knockout, as it does. And so, pretty clean 2-0 win for me there. Really quick battle. Opponent definitely had a good turn by knocking out my Charizard Y, but in the end I was still able to just overwhelm her. So that ended up being a pretty fun battle. As you guys know, normally I ask, 100 likes is the minimum for me uploading the following day, but since there's so many more people now, let's aim for 300 per video. That would be really awesome. I am getting a bit more busier the next few days because of SAT studying, so, 300 likes, that's the goal, and to anyone who's recently subscribed, thank you so much. I hope you guys are enjoying the VGC content and learning a bit more about VGC. The past few days have been pretty hectic for me online, and it's been really cool to see, and I really appreciate all your comments, the likes, and the subscriptions, everything. Just keep it going. You guys are really great people, and I'm really looking forward to producing more VGC content. So let's get 300 likes on this video, and I'll upload another live commentated battle video for you guys tomorrow. Until then, I'll see you next time. Peace.